a young high school student named Jason, who has amassed a sizable fan base online thanks to his music, is the film's main character. He tells his fans that he will soon be transferring to St. Adelines, a Catholic academy in Southern California, while filming a video for the internet. The video is then concluded by him singing a lovely song. The following scene depicts an unidentified woman who kills a person, hides the body in a car trunk, and puts on a nun's habit. While this is happening, Jason and his sister Zoe are driven by their parents to the new school. Sister Rebecca, the headmistress, formally welcomes them and informs them of the school's regulations. Sarah, Zoe's roommate, is also introduced to them by Sister Rebecca. Due to Jason's charm and online fame, it appears that Sarah has a crush on him. Later, Sister Sophia White, a nun from Montana, is welcomed as a new teacher by the principal. The two nuns meet Jason at the school playground while introducing her to the area. Sister Sophia, to her surprise, thinks he's handsome and seems to be interested in him. She is revealed to be the same homicidal woman from earlier. Although she appears to have stolen Sophia's identity, her real name is Laura. Later that evening, the mysterious, young, and attractive nun unwinds on her bed while taking in one of Jason's music videos. She even gives him a surprise kiss on the screen. She appears to be drawn to the young musician based on the act, which seems eerily strange for a nun. Sister Sophia begins her first day at the school the following morning. She immediately notices Jason when she enters the class, but when she notices him and Sarah flirting, she becomes irritated and jealous. Sarah is extremely irritated when she is moved to the first desk as a result. Then, as Sophia gets ready to begin her lessons, Zoe reminds her of the morning prayer they always hold prior to class. Sophia, who is unable to recite a single word herself, nervously instructs the class to begin the prayer after hearing this. After class, Zoe confides in Jason her misgivings about the new teacher, but Jason dismisses her and leaves. He then runs into Sophia and expresses regret for his earlier inappropriate behavior in class. The nun asks him out of the blue if he and Sarah are dating, but Jason replies that they are not. Sophia, however, overhears the couple kissing the following day. She sends Jason away out of rage and begins threatening to suspend Sarah, but the latter points out that because her father donates money to the school, the nun has no control over her. The nun is furious and annoyed as Sarah then confidently walks away. When Sophia asks Jason to stay behind after class, Zoe finds it extremely strange once more. She has noticed that her brother is a subject of considerable interest for the new teacher. When they are alone, Sophia confronts Jason and asks him why he lied about his relationship with Sarah the other day. Jason is understandably silent, but Sophia asks him to meet her in her room so they can talk more about the situation. Jason hesitates because kids aren't supposed to wander around in teachers' quarters, but Sophia threatens to report him to the school board if he doesn't comply. The young and uninformed lad is therefore forced to comply. Later, as Jason approaches Sophia's door and is about to knock, she startles him by starting to undress for him. Jason, who is terrified and perplexed, watches everything through the broken door before growing uneasy and leaving. The students are getting ready to leave for home as the film then cuts to the weekend. Sophia is furious and envious as she watches Sarah and Jason embrace in the parking lot. She is interrupted by the headmistress, who discusses some homework. Sophia explains to her that she will be away for the weekend as well because she needs to visit her ill aunt. Jason's emotional reunion with his father takes place when he returns home. The old man's opposition to his decision to pursue music is made clear. Actually, he wants his son to resemble his overachieving sister Zoe more than his son. Jason skips dinner and heads to the pool for some alone time following a contentious argument. He was unaware that the fixated Sophia had followed him to his house. He is playing the guitar by the pool as she oddly observes. When the students return to school on Monday night, Sophia breaks into Zoe and Sarah's dorm room. At the same time, Rebecca, the headmistress, spots her and begins to follow her. After that, Sophia enters the girls' room with the intention of suspending Sarah by placing marijuana in her textbook. When Sophia is finished with her plans, the headmistress stops her on her way back to her chambers. Sophia lies when questioned about why she was wandering the girls' dorm so late, claiming that she was keeping an eye on the security. The headmistress leaves after hearing this, but she is still uneasy. Sophia's devious plan succeeds when she instructs the students to open their textbooks to a specific page the following day in class. Sophia quickly grabs the marijuana from Sarah's book and informs the headmistress, who is shocked to see it. Sarah is consequently expelled from school. However, the evil nun is still working on her schemes. She requests that everyone's dorm be checked by the school security. Naturally, they discover a bottle of alcohol in Jason's room, the exact same bottle Sophia had been consuming the night before in her car. It transpires that she placed the bottle in Jason's room in order to punish him by making him perform community service, which would give her a pretext to further seduce him. When they discover the alcohol, Sophia plays along with Jason and begs the headmistress and the school board not to suspend him. She prefers that he spend the weekend staying and performing volunteer work. The headmistress is initially a little hesitant about the concept, but after some consideration, she accepts it. When Sophia seduces Jason in the following scene while he is working in the school garden, everything turns out well for her. The teenager feels awkward at first as she unbuttons her shirt, but he cannot take his eyes off of her. Sophia finally succeeds in having coitus in his own room at night. She even documents the act on her phone, which is another bonus. The next morning, Jason appears understandably anxious and guilty. He steps outside the dorm to breathe some fresh air. In the meantime, Zoe enters his room in search of her brother. She is shocked, though, when she sees Sophia sniffing Jason's clothing. When Zoe confronts the deranged nun, she is warned that the school board will be informed of her presence in the dorm for boys. Reluctantly leaving, Zoe goes to Jason and asks him what's going on. He keeps quiet, acting as though nothing is wrong, though. In the meantime, Laura views Zoe as a threat and comes up with a plan to deal with her. She invites Zoe to stay after class and presents her with her failing grades. She has always been a talented student, so the latter cannot believe it. Laura gives Zoe the second chance while acting as though she cares about her. She requests that Zoe stay for the retest after school. She then leaves the answer key on the desk on purpose. Zoe goes to class as directed to take her re-exam when she sees the answer key on the table. Laura enters the classroom unexpectedly as she examines it, accusing her of cheating and reporting her to Sister Rebecca. The headmistress, who always ranks Zoe at the top in her class, finds it difficult to believe. Later, the headmistress welcomes a bishop who has come to the school. He asks whether Sister Sophia is adjusting to the new school during their conversation. The headmistress finds it difficult to believe that the bishop would describe Sophia as being like a ray of sunshine because the Sophia she is familiar with is entirely different from what the bishop has said. Sarah invites Jason to a party at her house the following weekend and requests that he bring his guitar. Jason asks his parents at dinner if he can go to the party, but the discussion quickly devolves into a dispute about his future. Jason attends Sarah's party regardless, not realizing that Sophia is stalking and following him. Sarah meets him there and leads him to her room. She tries to kiss him, but he is too preoccupied with his own mess, so he leaves abruptly without saying why. Sarah then follows Jason as he leaves the party after grabbing a bottle of beer. She is, however, taken aback when she discovers that her car has been vandalized. This was probably one of Sophia's attempts to avenge her. The following scene shows Jason almost getting into trouble with the law. Sophia, fortunately for him, arrives just in time to resolve the situation. Jason then claims that he is too inebriated to go home in that state, which gives Sophia the perfect excuse to take him to her apartment. After they arrive, the insane nun demands that Jason and her leave the country with her. Fortunately, he awakens from his drunken stupor and leaves the area. When Zoe and Jason are getting ready for school the following morning, the former notices a suspicious-looking car passing by their home. Later, she learns that Sophia is the rightful owner of the vehicle. Later, Jason unexpectedly discovers Sophia unconscious on his bed when he goes back to his dorm. In addition, he sees a pill bottle on the table and deduces that she did the unthinkable. He hurriedly performs CPR on her out of fear in an effort to revive her. The paranoid nun then abruptly wakes up and kisses him. She then admits that she was only pretending to be dead to test his concern for her. Jason becomes irate and threatens to report her to the school board, but she responds by telling him that she has the video of them having a sexual encounter. Jason is in complete disbelief as a result of this. Sarah goes back to school the following day, much to Sophia's chagrin. She sneaks into Sarah's room because she feels threatened and discovers Sarah in the shower. After that, she slams Sarah's head against the wall, killing her instantly while making the incident appear accidental. After some time, Zoe is horrified to discover her roommate dead in the shower. The next day, she confronts Jason and inquires about his connection to Laura. He initially refuses to reveal anything, but after persistent prodding from Zoe, he finally gives in, shocking her. Zoe thinks Laura isn't a real nun because of the way she acts. They make the decision to enter Laura's room covertly in order to search for proof. There, they discover her laptop and discover that her real name is Laura. The laptop is also filled with images of Jason. Sophia's false claim that her aunt was ill is discovered by the headmistress in the interim. She confronts her angrily about it and makes a threat to tell the school's headmaster about it. Before she can continue, Sophia hits her with a lamp and renders her unconscious. The siblings eventually make it to Sister Rebecca's cabin, but they are unable to find her there. They hastily travel to the church after realizing that she had suffered a bad incident. Laura shows up shortly after and sees Jason holding her laptop. She insisted on having him go with her, but Zoe told her to leave him be. Laura becomes enraged by this and immediately knocks Zoe out. She then goes on to kill Jason, but Rebecca intervenes just in time to stop her. The insane woman tries to strangle Rebecca out of rage, but Jason uses the opportunity to stab her in the back, killing her. The siblings receive their high school diplomas in the film's concluding scene. Despite everything that has happened, they are eager to resume living life to the fullest.